Dressed in flowing brown robes, Muammar Gaddafi took to the podium today for his first ever UN speech, with apparently a lot to get off his chest. Reading from handwritten notes on scraps of paper, he started by calling President Obama a son of Africa and even my son. Then alleged that the H1N1 flu virus had been created by an unnamed military, manhandled a copy of the UN Charter.
It should not be called the Security Council, it should be called the T3rror Council. The swine flus. Perhaps tomorrow we shall have a fish flu. They make the virus so that the capitalist companies will have the vaccinations, create the vaccinations, and they want to sell it. And this is really shame, and this is really bad ethics.
المصانع تشتغل بتاعت المخابرات.
Gaddafi was blocked from setting up his tent, he almost always sleeps in a tent, in New Jersey, Central Park, and finally tonight on Donald Trump's estate in suburban New York.
Another big name, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, is making news here. Mr. Gaddafi pitched his tent on Donald Trump's property in Bedford and caused a stir. It was not a camping tent, but a ceremonial tent for receiving guests.
It was a surreal scene in 2009 in an upscale neighborhood outside of New York City. The late Libyan strongman, Muammar Gaddafi, had come to the Big Apple to give a speech at the UN and needed a place to pitch his tent, which he preferred over staying in a hotel. He was denied a place in Central Park and in New Jersey, but then found a spot temporarily on property owned by Donald Trump.
During his speech today, there were plenty of reminders of why Gaddafi is so controversial. He defended the Taliban and the Somali pirates and implicated the Israelis in the assassination of JFK.
And then the assassination or the killing of Kennedy in 63 or 62, the President of the United States of America. Why? We want to know who killed him. Somebody who by the name of Lee Harvey, and then another Jack Ruby killed Lee Harvey. Why did he kill him? Jack Ruby, an Israeli, killed Lee Harvey, who killed Kennedy. Why did this Israeli kill the killer of Kennedy? Then the killer of Jack Ruby, the killer of Kennedy, died ambiguously and mysteriously. We don't know before the trial. We have to open the files. The whole world should be. We know when we read it that Kennedy wanted to investigate the files of the nuclear reactor of the Israeli demand, and then it is to do with the Security Council. It is to do with the peace and security of the world, and then we should open this file. Why? And then the killing of Martin Luther King. This black reverend, a human rights activist, his killing was a plot, and we should know why he was killed and who killed him. For the Jews, for the Israelis.
This solution, the two-state solution, is not practical. From now, these two states are totally overlapped. Look at the Palestinian youth. Look at the Israeli youth. They both want peace. They want to live under one state. This conflict poisons the world. This white book actually has the solution. You're the ones who brought upon them the Holocaust. You're the one who burned them, not us. We gave them refuge. We gave them safe havens during the Romans, during the Arab reign in Andalusia. You are the ones who poisoned them. You're the ones who annihilated them. We provided them with protection. You expelled them. Let's see the truth. We're not hostile. We're not enemies of the Jews.
Superpowers have interests, complicated interests, and they use the interests, they use the Security Council, they use the power of the United Nations to protect their interests. And these terrorize and intimidated the third world. The third world is terrified and being terrorized and living under the fear of terror. The Security Council, ever since it was established in 1949, did not provide us with security, but provided us, on the contrary, terror and sanctions. It is used against us only. For this reason, we are not committed to adhere to the Security Council resolutions after this speech of the 40th anniversary.
The destiny of humanity, the struggle of the third world, the struggle of small nations should live in peace to the end. God, peace be upon you. I thank my brother, the leader of the revolution, and chairperson of the African Union for his statement.
Politicians said destroying Gaddafi was not their goal. Then why bomb his palaces? Now some officials have claimed that eliminating him was in fact their goal. Who gave them that right? Did he have a fair trial? Returning to the no-fly zone, the bombings are destroying the country's entire infrastructure. When the so-called civilized world uses all its military power against a small country, destroying what's been created by generations, I don't know if that's good.
But you also recently said that the Middle East would be better off with Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and Assad in power. How does...
I didn't say Assad, but we certainly have not gained anything with Gaddafi. And you look at what happened. I mean, look at Libya. Look at Iraq. Iraq used to be no terrorists. He would kill the terrorists immediately. It was like, now it's the Harvard of terrorism. Iraq. If you look at Iraq from years ago, I'm not saying he was a nice guy. He was a horrible guy. But it was a lot better than it is right now. Right now, Iraq is a training ground for terrorists. Right now, Libya, nobody even knows Libya. Frankly, there is no Iraq and there is no Libya. It's all broken up. They have no control. Nobody knows what's going on.
The world would be better off with Saddam Hussein
100%.
and Gaddafi in power?
100%. Now, as far as Assad is concerned,
what about the human rights abuses?
Let's talk about, well, you don't think they're happening now? They're worse now than they ever were. People are getting their heads chopped off. They're being drowned. Right now, they're far worse than they were ever under Saddam Hussein or Gaddafi. I mean, look what happened. Libya is a catastrophe. You look at our ambassador as an example, okay? Libya is a disaster. Iraq is a disaster. Syria is a disaster. The whole Middle East. And it all blew up around Hillary Clinton and around Barack Obama. It all blew up. Now, one thing about Assad, not a good guy. I understand that. But we're backing and spending billions and billions of dollars on backing rebels that we have no idea who they are. And a lot of people think they're ISIS. I happen to think they're ISIS, but who knows?
Для меня большая честь принимать вас в бедуинской палатке. Там очень уютно и тепло. Поскольку там есть все необходимое. Кибара ляшка.